today we are interviewing this water droplet.
Yo, what's good?
So, describe yourself for the fans.
So I am a water molecule. I come from a Fiji water bottle, which is filtered through volcanic rock in the country of Fiji. Not sponsored, by the way.
Okay, so how does it feel to be like melted by the sun? I hear that happens a lot.
So basically, I start as a droplet of water, and then the sun burns me into water vapor, which is kind of a gas. It kind of hurts, but it doesn't really hurt because I don't have nerves.
You're water, that means you don't have nerves, but if you're water, how can you speak?
I'm Fiji water.
Makes sense. Well, then how do you turn into clouds?
Well, when me and my homies get together in the sky, we make a cloud. It's kind of a big white thing in the sky, and it flies high like a free bird. It happens everywhere, which is how clouds are made. This is called evaporation. Another way that clouds are made is expelled lean through a plant as water vapor as well, which happens through the same process again, and that is called transpiration.
That's amazing. Almost as amazing as today's sponsor, NordVPN. If you don't know what NordVPN is, it can actually spoof your location and make it look like you're somewhere else. You can use this to bypass region-locked content from sites like Netflix, which is awesome because we're always stuck inside during this day and age. So if you use my creator code BigBen64 now, you will get a whole year of NordVPN. Okay, now back to the interview.
My next stage is when too many water droplets come together, especially unworthy ones. We become too heavy as a cloud for the air to hold us up, and then some of us begin to fall down to the ground, which is called precipitation. The cloud rains until the air can finally hold up the cloud again.
What happens after that?
There are two different ways I can end up after this. Either I can flow into a surface of much larger water through runoff, or I could become stuck on land and go through the water, through the ground, where I eventually collect with other water underground into aquifers. That is called infiltration.
Very cool. And I assume you evaporate again, correct?
And the cycle kind of restarts. Either I can evaporate or transpirate. Evaporation being burned by the sun, or transpiration be going through a plant. And then the whole cycle begins again as I condensate into a cloud.
Okay, so we've been talking about where you go and everything, but how do those like weird critter things affect you?
So many different beings actually use me in many different ways. An example is that many animals tend to drink me and then urinate me later. A good example also is the Homo sapiens, as they use me for a lot of different reasons that are not just drinking and urinating. They use me as water for ingredients, or they can also do other things.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Tell me more.
They do unfortunately use me in a lot of different ways, as humans have caused a lot of damage to the environment, especially with water. Chemicals are waste, which is then also dumped into the sea. They also chop down lots of vegetation, which removes some of my ability to transpire as well in different places. Humans also pave over the ground using different materials like concrete, asphalt, etc., which can remove my ability to properly infiltrate the ground, which can also cause a lot of flooding, which can ruin a lot of things in the world as well.
Dang. Oh well, that's all we have for today, folks. You want to tell one more thing for the fan?
So the biggest factor actually in the water cycle is the sun, not just water, because evaporation cannot be done without the sun. If there is no sun, I cannot evaporate and the water cycle cannot continue, as I would just probably collect as liquid throughout the whole world.